And let's introduce our players. Again, sorry, it's going to be a little bit low energy, a little bit quiet between games today. My brain doesn't work. This actually is, between the games, the hardest part. It's like, in game I can just talk nonsense like, oh, look how this drone is mining. Whoa, he returned the minerals. We can just say whatever when we're in game. But like, between games, I've actually got to think about stuff to say. It's like, oh god. That's why my brain does fail me for a lack of sleep, so... A little bit, took a little while to get into this game as well. KeeN was just BRB a little while. Well, let's see what happens. To the top right hand side, our yellow Zerg player, it is Impact, opening gas pool. Could play aggressively here on Battle on the Boardwalk. It is a fairly short rush distance through this top side, across to top left hand side, of course, where we do find our green Terran player. Give it up, guys, if you're cheering on KeeN, an online tournament monster. Plays in so many of these events. Alright, so we'll see what the gas pool comes out with here for Impact. We'll see if it's just one of those safety things, he just wants to open a bit more safely, or if he is going to get aggressive off of this. We'll see in a few moments. So Hatchery coming down onto the natural, and we're just going to be seeing the Reaper on the way out from KeeN. For so far for him, it's very, very normal. He's just going to throw down the CC. And to be fair, I mean, gas pool hatch is very normal as well for Impact. It's one of these builds that is just a little bit more aggressive potentially. It's got some opportunities and some options there. He is starting link speed though, and with link speed on the way up, it feels as though it's going to be pretty regular. Maybe he goes for a little bit of a link flood at some point, which can hit very quickly, of course, because of the short rush distance through the top. As we do see the scout into the main will reveal pool first, gas pool hatch. So you'll know what this build is, and the Reaper nonetheless is still going to come across the map despite the opportunity, the ability of Lings to do exactly this, to sneak around the side and to basically just circumvent that Reaper, and then to potentially kill off the SCV, delaying the natural expansion early on. SCV already pulls away and the Reaper is on its way back. I mean, there's going to be, what, 15-20 second delay or so? It is annoying, it is frustrating, it does definitely help out Impact, as we're going to see this SCV wants to get back onto that ASAP. And that is going to be one Zerg already getting chased around. Reaper comes in and we'll be able to pick that Zerg off. That will go down as well. Nicely done here by KeeN in the end. I mean, nicely done by Impact as well. It worked out. If you open gas pool, it is nice if you can delay the CC for a little while to make up for what wasn't a hatchery first. Even though gas pool hatch isn't that far behind on eco, it still is just that tiny little bit behind. As you see now, Ling's coming across. They have Ling speed. Can he buy enough time to actually finish the CC? He will finish the CC. Well, that's super important. The CC finished. He's got a Cyclone as well. Anyways, actually, this is really nice for KeeN. These Lings that have been made are not even going to get an SCV kill here. You're going to see, actually, Ling's going to keep on coming up in towards the main base. Obviously, our Terran player wasn't too afraid of this happening because he didn't raise the depots or anything. And, yeah, I think this is fine. I mean, some SCVs had to come off the line for a few moments, but what was really killed here? Reaper, 2 Marines. I mean, that's completely fine. These Lings, you have to give up economy to be able to get these Lings on the map. And so, KeeN, without losing any workers, he'll be quite happy with how that went. 27 SCVs to 34 drones, and as Impact takes a third hatch, he'll also throw down the Roach-Roaring, maybe giving us an idea as to what the follow-up might be. So it may not be out of the aggression just yet. May still be kind of a big Roach follow-up here shortly. Because we're not seeing anything else behind this. We're not seeing an Evo Chamber or so coming down to maybe start upgrades. It's just going to be the Roach-Roaring, and well, we'll see what comes in after this round of drones. Is he going to start saving up for those Roaches? What's the game plan here for Impact? He is taking a couple more gases. Is that just to get some Ravagers out? Well, we will see here very soon. Impact looking as though he might be trying to play aggressive right now. Cyclone does come in towards the main. We're going to see this Lincoln come back up the left side. There is some Roaches on the way. I wonder if he's just afraid of the fact that he's seen a Cyclone, etc. early on. I mean, it's a bit of a weird sort of thing to have early, as one Ling does pick off 1 and 2 SCVs, nicely done. It is a bit of a weird thing to see early. It isn't really a need for him to kind of play kind of super safe or defensive, so it looks like it is going to be an all-in. 9 more Roaches on the way. When it was the first 3, I was like, well, maybe he just wants to play safe. No, this is going to be an all-in. It is going to move across the map very quickly, with these Roaches being able to come through this top side, so... Roaches moving through the top. Lings will be here to support this. Engineering base helping to wall off. This is a weird natural, by the way, in terms of being able to wall. Obviously, you can kind of wall here very simply and wall there as well. But what KeeN's going to do instead is actually just wall towards his CC. Just gonna make things a little bit more vulnerable, but might make it safe, because if it was walled over here, it would be difficult for him to maybe be in the right position at the right time. It's gonna be a lot of roaches and Ravagers pushing forwards here as Impact is getting set up and ready to go. Another Ravager starting to morph on in here. Hellion already picked off. Marine starting to go down. A couple more Zerglings running forwards, and SCVs are starting to drop as well. Roaches and Ravagers going to see what they can do. SCVs trying to pull forwards, but they're going to be in a little bit of trouble, I think. You see Impact still pushing forwards, and well, that Liberator is going to get Corrosive Bile down pretty quickly here. Needs one more Corrosive Bile, and that's going to be it right now. So Corrosive Bile will come down. Marines are dropping. Marines will just drop too quickly. Impact, his Roach Ravager. That's when I got into StarCraft 2, and I had like a little MacBook. And yeah, I had a little MacBook, and I remember I always, every night, fell asleep with my MacBook on my bed watching IPL. Every night. God, that was like 5 years ago. That was more than 5 years ago. It was like 6 years ago now, or more. It's really insane. It was 6 years ago. 2011 was when I was in my first year of uni. 6 years ago. And here we are, casting StarCraft 2 full time. Who would have ever thought? I wouldn't. I wouldn't have. Where am I located? I'm in the northeast of England. Sorry, I was actually just memeing with the joke. I actually was meant to say exactly that, but then I got carried away and talked about something else. Yeah, I'm in the northeast of England. It's pretty rainy, pretty dark, pretty dull. It's pretty shit. If you ever want to come here, I wouldn't advise it. It's really not that interesting. London's kind of cool. That's, you know, way down south. If anyone ever tells you to come to the northeast of England for a trip, just say no. Just say why. Try and figure out why they want to. Try and figure out why they want you to come here. They probably want to try and steal your money. Bottom left hand side, it's Impact. Our yellow Zerg player who's 1-0 up in this best of 3, guys. To the top right hand side, the green Terran player, it is KeeN. Down a game after that. Roach Ravager all in. Protoss wins, says Nazgul. Well, will Protoss win? It's kind of difficult for Protoss to win TvZ, man. Fucking matchup's so imbalanced. You know, if you add up the Terran and Zerg run rates in TvZ, it's 100%. Protoss literally has 0% run rate in this map pool, in this matchup. It's insane how imbalanced it is for Terran and Zerg. I'm the Batman of casting. Cast the caster signal for Wardy, the W. Yes, it was so weird yesterday. Like, I literally woke up like 10 minutes, like, subconsciously woke up off of, like, again, like, I don't mean to sleep, like 4 or 5 hours. I woke up like, like 10 minutes before this tournament. I was like, why the hell am I awake? Check Skype, and they're like, come cast this in 10 minutes. I was like, okay, let's go. It was like my caster senses were tinkling, man. I could feel there was StarCraft 2 that wasn't going to have an English stream. I had to come and save the day. 3cc build order here for KeeN on Blackpink. You can see a little bit of what Illusory was doing earlier on today against Nurture. The reason you work nights is that reason. No stress roads, always empty. It's really nice driving back at night. It just doesn't last very long. Because I get home so quick. But yeah, I like it. It's not really a stressful drive to get here through the day or anything. But it's nice just to be able to drive like straight through home. It's feels good, man. From the southeast says, are you kidding? See, the southeast of England's probably pretty nice too. I've not really been there. But the northeast is fucking terrible. So boring. It's not even just boring, it's just like, there's really just nothing here, you know? It's like a decent night out, I guess. Kind of cheap, I suppose, as well. It's another positive, but that's what I mean. Like, it's not really a reason to visit, is it? It's not really a reason to come here. Let's see a Marine poking away at this Overlord, just pushing away. Third CC coming up in the main, a couple more barracks coming down. Stimpack is on the way up, about 40-ish% of the way done. Factory going to be finishing up a tech lab here rather than a second reactor, so he's going to build a tank. KeeN is a little bit afraid, perhaps, as we see, well, Impact not doing anything too crazy. He's taking the third hatch, and after his link speed and pneumatized carapace, he's just going to go straight into the lair. So KeeN playing very safely. And again, usually he would be using this factory to build up another reactor for this barracks. But he's not going to be doing this time around. He's going to make that siege tank super early. That's extra gas, which is invested in a tank as well, which means starport will be delayed, for example. Upgrades, well, you know, it's just an extra 125 gas, which you build much earlier than you usually spend at 125 gas. You know, it may not seem, it may be like, well, you know, it's just one tank, but it does add up quite quickly. You know, because Terran builders are pretty well thought out, they're pretty tight to the core, and, you know, when you start adding things like a siege tank to the mix, it does have implications on the rest of your build order for the rest of the game. So there is a lot going on there, a lot to keep in mind. Aliens coming back. They did a really good job, by the way. Didn't really talk about it, but you saw it on the screen of roasting through a few drones on the third base. That's pretty nice. Hey, why is there a faint outline of the overlay? That's weird. Sometimes XSplit does that, like accidentally leaves like a 5% opacity like image of the previous what's it called? The previous oh my god, what are they called? Previous screen, but that's not what they're called. Previous scene? Is that what we call them? Different scenes? Yeah, god. You can tell my brain's not working today. Sorry, so yeah, if you saw that, guys, that was just what it was, just a little bit of an XSplit glitch. Fixed up now, is going to be seeing some Banes getting ready to drop on through. And Italians still just patrolling the map. Killing a few workers like what KeeN just did, 6 workers, while only losing 1 Hellion. And also having, the, you know, the free CC, it puts him in a good eco position. He'll be in a pretty strong position in that regard, as we're going to be seeing those Hellions just poking around through a couple of these group tumors. The Krefeld syndrome. Yeah, no one ever. There's no reason at all to visit Krefeld. It is kind of the same. It's like you see, Chroma says I'm sure the landscape is nice. I mean, in the northeast it kind of isn't, especially I guess where I live, because it's like the city. You know, it's kind of, you know, I guess like the north can be nice when it is like hills and countryside. The Italians do get caught. You know, that part of the north can be kind of nice. It can be quite pretty sometimes, but you know, the cities are like that's what I'm saying. Like the cities aren't very amazing. It's like, you know, if you go to Newcastle, it's really just like Manchester, just smaller and not as nice. And you know, Manchester's just kind of like London, really. Just I would say London's like the one place in England worth really visiting as a city. I guess the mountains and the hills and stuff are kind of pretty, but as a city, London and nothing else, in my opinion. But I live here, so I guess a biased opinion as we see KeeN getting pushed away here. There's a little bit of like FPS weird stuff, guys. I'm not sure what it is. We had this the other day as well, as this Bane drop gets pushed away. We had this the other day as well, where on the Korean server sometimes lately we've just had some stuttering. I think it's something to do with the patch. A lot of people have been having it on some on NA, some on Korea. So, yeah, kind of unfortunate because it is a little bit shaky, but it doesn't affect the players, so we're just going to have to live with it for now. There's a few more Marines coming down to the south, 2-2 upgrades on the way from both players. Pretty standard game so far, 8 minutes in. I feel as though I haven't really talked about it, but the upgrades have been pretty standard. There was that Bane drop we missed a little bit of, but KeeN just really getting to that point. Because it was free CC, he was very passive until now, but now he's got these medevacs on the map. He can attack like this, and if he does get into trouble, he can just lift up, back away, and just evacuate those Marines, pull them back home. In fact, Impact not going to stop, though. He's going to keep on moving forwards. And he does pull away now for at least a split second. Now, there's so many tanks behind this wall off that isn't ever really going to be a good idea for him to push through this, so that's exactly what he's not going to do. He's going to just go up to the top side instead, split some lings off, take some more map controls. Creep spread's looking pretty good up the top through the center. A little bit missing of the right-hand side, I suppose, but only because that's where KeeN has been focusing with the bio army and has been able to slow down the progress of the creep. A couple of Widow Mines mixed in as well as these siege tanks. Tanks will just siege up, the Widow Mines are burrowed, and a scan will come down as we're going to have a couple of consumers getting picked off right away. Going to be lifted up again and again. It's the power of those medevacs, especially when there's no mutas on the map. You know, Hydras definitely can be very effective. We're going to see a few Banes will make the mineral line. 2-3 workers going down, really nothing significant. But it is one thing that's a little bit scary about Hydras if they are on creep, they can catch Medivacs, but if boost's available, you pick up early enough, you can pick up and get out there nice and quickly. Bio splits up, looking to see what's going to be happening as Viper's coming from Impact. He is on Hive. Interestingly, went straight to Vipers here. The Ultras haven't been set up as well, but the Viper's coming in so quickly. Probably Blinding Clouds to help with the siege tanks. Also an Abductor too can go a long way on the Medivacs as they try to get away with Hydras in your army. These few Marines will get caught as we're going to be seeing this Medivac drop. Is leaving a few Marines behind. KeeN making a couple of mistakes here and there, but he will turn those Zerglings away as he establishes his 4th base in this position in the next few seconds. So the 4th will get placed down as we're still seeing these units just going to load up once again, come up top side. A lot of Lings here from Impact. First Ultra's on the way out, but KeeN is already preparing for this. He's got a second starport with that tech light with the fusion core finishing as well. Setting up, allowing him to get in towards this advanced ballistics upgrade, of course. So the Liberators are on the way to help deal with these Ultras. Still a few mines and a couple of tanks just left here. Wonder if KeeN's just looking to use this these changes. They want to be part of the team, guys. Just let them be part of the team. Yeah, I wonder if these tanks are just being left here as kind of a solid position that KeeN can kind of fall back to, because it isn't usually the thing you do to kind of leave these couple of tanks and a few Widow Mines just randomly on the center of the map. But he seems to, he's been back there enough times where he should have remembered it as, oh, well, that is a mistake. Bane's crashing in and getting a few Marines there. Some nice pickups as we're going to see Lings picking off a Marine on the left-hand side as well. Just taking that Watchtower back as Impact. He's 1-0 up in this series, remember. If he wins this game, he'll be through to the semi-finals. We're going to see those Lings continue to stream in. The Vipers coming forwards as well. Overseer gets grabbed by that Widow Mine. Siege tank drops down once again. We'll be coming up to the high ground here and we'll be sieging in a moment or so. And again, the Ling Bane coming back down to the south, and we are going to be seeing a 5th base from KeeN on the way up, so he is surviving. Plus 2 ship weapons coming in, the free upgrades as well on each side. Both players really heading in towards their later game setups here. Just the early stages of the late game. I've been enjoying saying this a lot lately. I've been really, I don't know what it is, but in my head I've come up with this way of splitting up the late game into like early, late game, mid-late game, and late game in ZVT. And I said this the other day and I really love the analogy, so I'm going to say it again. We're getting into the early stages of the late game here where, Ultras are out, the first few Vipers and Infestor or 2 against kind of Bio Lib, a few Libs mixed in to help hold off the Ultras. We're about to hit mid-late game where a few Ghosts might come out, the Corruptors will come out to help deal with the Libs, and the Ultra count gets that little bit higher. And the later it goes in the late game, the better a time Zerg generally has, up until like late game, which if the Terran can get there with like mass Ghost Lib, can be very difficult to deal with for the Zerg. So, very interested to see how Impact approaches this, as we're going to be seeing this group of Hydras pushing through the top side. We are going to be seeing the Banelings crashing on in. The Medivacs not able to save that bio in time. The CC staying alive though, that is a big plus. And a few more Banelings from Impact will just set up on the left hand side. Hatchery to the south. Impact still expanding. One thing I do think is a little bit of an interesting thing is that we are kind of not seeing much more creep pushing forwards, I suppose. I feel as though the creep could be a bit further forwards. I know KeeN has been doing a good job cleaning up over here and there as well. I guess he's done a much better job keeping it pinned back recently than I kind of thought. He does find this Infestor, the double scan to kill it, but, well, an Infestor's an Infestor. It's almost always worth killing, as we're going to see a few Widow Mines going off here. One last one to, well, kill off another couple of Banes, but nothing too spectacular. Widow Mines do go down. A nuke starts to build. And he cancels that and goes for the Mobius reactor. Get the Ghost start and energy just increased a little bit here, as we do have 5 Ghosts and now 4 Liberators in the production tab. And that's going to be pretty much all of what KeeN is going to be building in the near future here. Corruptors in the center, Ultras joining up, and a couple of Vipers still in the skies. Still a lot of Hydra Bane support, which is nice initially. The Hydra Bane can still do a lot to help out in the fights. It gets to a point, I think, where the Hydras become unnecessary once you've got the Corruptors in the sky, but some Ling Bane will always be a positive, especially to help deal with the Ghosts. If you have Banelings running towards Ghosts, all of a sudden those Ghosts have to find a way to split up and to back away, rather than just being allowed to snipe freely in towards the Zerg army, and that's when the Zerg would run into a lot of trouble generally. Impact's army composition is building here, as you're going to see KeeN. And there's Liberator's parasitic bomb there. Splitting up, and well, it's actually going to be a continued fight here from Impact. He's going to push down this ramp. A couple Banes crashing in already. Nice abduct on the Corruptors, of course. That allows him to, on the Liberators into the Corruptors. It unsieges the Liberators, which is a big deal, as you're going to be seeing those Ghosts looking for another chance to actually start sniping some of these units. Some snipes coming down on Hydras, and well, it should mostly be on the Ultras, but actually maybe Impact just has a bit too much here. Too many Liberators went down a bit too quickly, I feel, as Ultras struggling to get through towards this planetary. It will go down anyways. These Ghosts are still alive, but they're being chased as Corruptors want those medevacs. Widow Mines are going to go off, and a good chunk of Corruptors taking a lot of damage there. As we're going to be seeing. The couple of missile turrets getting cleaned out. You're just going to be seeing the Lings reinforcing this as well. Going to be pretty deadly, because things like Liberators, etc. are not going to be very good at dealing with kind of the Ling rebuild. KeeN will survive to the point of, or to the extent of, I still have something of an army. But he lost a base here. He lost a lot of his tech-heavy units, a lot of expensive units such as those Liberators, etc. He actually did a really good job keeping the Ghosts alive, but that Liberator count is in shambles, and with new Corruptors coming up, extra Ultras, I don't think there's enough to hold on against a second wave of Impact in the next few moments, as Impact looks to put himself into the semi-finals here right away in today's second qualifier for the WardiTV Weekly Season 3 Finals. Here we go. Banes roll on forwards, and the Ultras, well, they'll get sniped a little bit by these Ghosts, but they're closing the distance pretty rapidly, and well, the Ghosts honestly just running out of energy as well. They get rid of a few Ultras on their way, but it's not going to be enough of them. There's Ultras up into the natural Ling Bane as well. There's Ultras ransacking the third base. Corruptors are flying all over the shop looking to see what they can do. Depots are falling. The mineral lines are gone. And KeeN is not going to have any option other than to type out here in Game 2. Impact takes it 2-0. And he is going to be